I remember walking to this 7-Eleven and I remember seeing these cops. And the first thing that came to my mind was like, oh, Lord. Really? Oh, boo-boo. And when I walked up on them, they looked at me, just waved, hey. I waved, but from America. I was still suspicious. So I go into the 7-Eleven, boom, 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 get what I needed to get, go back, out, and my eyes are on them, but their eyes were not on me. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your man, Coach Toby J, and you're listening to the Changemaker Playbook podcast, the podcast where I believe you shift your mindset, you shift outcomes in your life. From time to time, I want to come on here and just come from the heart. I'm going to have episodes that's really going to be from the heart. This is the first from the heart episode. Well, I'm just going to shoot straight from the heart. Really don't have a topic per se, but I do got something to talk about. Like where we are right now in the world. I live in America. For those who may not know that, I don't know where you're watching this from, but I live in America, and I have had the opportunity to go outside of America. I had the opportunity to go to Dubai. I have an opportunity to go to Taiwan. And all of these cultures are totally different than the culture in which I actually live in. And if you're not careful, you would think the world, especially if you're an American, you would think the world is like America. You would think to yourself that the people over there in that country and the people over in that country, you would think, man, they're crazy or something is off. Or why? Because you think as an American a lot of times that the world is like America. It's not. As a matter of fact, I went to Taiwan a few years back, and when I was in Taiwan, that was a eye-opening experience. I remember because the time difference was crazy, like 12 hours, if not more, 13 hours, 12 hours ahead of us, okay? So when we got there, my body was messed up as far as the time difference. And I remember being in Taiwan, there's 7-Elevens everywhere. It's almost like the grocery stores. And I remember getting up like 2 a.m. in the morning because I couldn't sleep because of the time difference, right? My body was off. My cadence was off. And I remember getting up at 2 a.m. in the morning and walking to a 7-Eleven at night in a country that I had no real knowledge about. Not saying that I didn't go and research country before I went, but didn't have a lot of real experience knowledge. And I remember walking to this 7-Eleven and I remember seeing these cops. And the first thing that came to my mind was like, oh, Lord. Really? Oh, boo-boo. And when I walked up on them, they looked at me, just waved, hey. And I waved, but I'm from America. I was still suspicious. So I go into the 7-Eleven, boom, 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 get what I needed to get, go back, out, and my eyes are on them, but their eyes were not on me. I go past them, keep walking, Of course, when I get to the corner, I turn around and double look again just to make sure they wouldn't even paying me any attention. Here it was in my mind, a black man, 2 a.m. in the morning in a country that, you know, where a lot of people in this country have really never seen black people up front or people of color like up front. I remember going to a museum with a friend of mine and women coming up to us, the older women coming up to us, we didn't understand what they were saying. Only thing they had was their iPhones, like that. And we realized they was wanting to take a picture with us simply because they ain't never seen black people before in their lives. It wasn't offensive to us at all. I can understand. Like like we get on the plane to go from San Francisco to Taiwan, and I somewhat tripped out a little bit because I have never been on a plane where everybody on the plane was somewhat it was Taiwanese or they was Asian descent or something, and it threw me off. Like it threw me off. I was like, wow, this is different. And so here I am, 2 a.m. in the morning with an American mindset because I'm thinking that these cops are going to be eyeing me down, asking me questions. Where you going? Where you heading? What you doing out this late? All these type things. They weren't even paying me no mind at all. I actually felt safe after that. I remember going to Dubai. I felt the same way, safe. Walking down alleyways in Dubai, feeling safe. Now, this is not a podcast about being black in America. No, what I'm saying is there is an Americanized mindset that we carry with us everywhere we go, and we think that everybody in the world think like that. When the reality is everybody in the world don't think like Americans, don't have an American mindset. Everybody don't want to come to America. I'm telling you. I remember being in Dubai where there was role reversals, meaning there were men, normally, I'm just saying, normally when you stay in the hotel, a lot of times the people cleaning the hotels, a lot of times, just not saying all the time, but a lot of times, the majority of them are females. They're women, right? They're females, they're women. So we go to Dubai, and it's literally role reverse. The majority of the people cleaning the rooms were men. And a lot of these men were people from either, from another country that was there, maybe on work visas, things of that nature. And I remember one of the guys who was cleaning our rooms during this time, this was during the first Donald Trump's first term in office, right? And the guy was just telling us that he had an opportunity to come to America. But he said that he has no desire to visit America. And I was like, wow. Because in my mind, I'm thinking everybody is trying to get to America. Everybody wants to get to America. America is the place to be. You come over here but fulfill the American dream. Do what you want to do. Feel free. All these type things, right? Nah, everybody on the outside of America don't look at America like we think they look at America. What am I trying to say? I'm just trying to say, man, mindsets. Everybody don't have the same mindset as you have. Everybody don't have the same mindset that I got. And sometimes your mindset can be the very thing that prevents you from enjoying or experiencing new things, experiencing opportunities, experiencing great people. For example, when I was in Taiwan, I had to let go of a mindset because this mindset is not going this mindset that I have, that I've carried over here, is going to prevent me from experiencing these people in the way that I should be experiencing these people, this culture, understanding the people in this culture, understanding this culture in itself. And all you're getting, you got to do what? You got to get understanding. One of the issues that we're having right now, I feel like, even in our country, is the ability to sit down and understand the person that's not like you, the person that don't look like you. We are living in a fear-driven culture right now. From the top, I'm telling you, from the top, a fear-driven culture right now. And when there's fear involved, you're not going to understand anyone when there is fear involved. Okay? You're just not. You're not going to understand people because you fear this person or you fear this group more than you do trying to understand the person or trying to understand this group. And that fear is rooted, it's embedded deep down on the inside of you. And there are times in life where that fear could seem logical, like justified, right? Somebody did something to you of a particular race. Now you thinking logically that maybe everybody's like this in this race. And now it creates this fundamental belief on the inside of you as it pertains to somebody or as it pertains to a particular race of people or a group of people. And this, I've never been, listen, let me say it like this. In all my 50 years, this is just me. So I didn't grow up during uh civil rights. I mean, I was coming in, I was born probably on the tail end of it. I don't know what it was like to sit the back of the bus. I didn't know what it was like to go to the theater and have to sit up top. I didn't know what that was like. So in all my 50 years, what I see right now, I've never seen it. In all my 50 years, it's amazing to me what is going on. The disrespect out here is diabolical. It is literally diabolical. The disrespect that we're having for, listen, I get it. I hear it. I hear the things that, listen, I got friends who are Hispanics. Had one of my friends, I sent one of my friends something, a real, talking about literally how now out in California where they made a law that says, you know what, that it's okay for ICE agents to do what? To really racially profile people now if they think they are illegal. And my friend said, that's why I carry my passport in my car now. Dang. Then you got black people who's like, hey, man, then you see how we feel, how we've been feeling all these years. I hear you. I understand it. But to still not understand just people. See, just being humans. Let's just understand people for just being human beings. I said all the time, the only thing that separates you and me from someone who lives in North Korea, South Korea, Taiwan, Dubai, Afghanistan, Canada, Mexico is birth. And no, you was not born to be a criminal, as someone said. I'm not going to say no names, but you was not born to be a criminal. Don't let somebody put that label on your life that you was born to be a criminal, that you was born to be the outcast of society, that you was born not to succeed, that you was born to be inferior, that you was, stop that you was not born to be that way. And for someone to tell you that, I'm telling you, it's diabolical. See, there's a verse in the Bible that says, Jesus says, and I'm going to go into this on another podcast, that says that my sheep hear my voice, and the voice of a stranger they will not follow. Do you not understand that you can turn a strange voice into a familiar voice and you start following it? Do you not understand that? See, here was Jesus literally saying that my sheep hear my voice. We got to do a deep dive into that. A deep dive into the fact that he said, my sheep hear my voice. My voice. What does the voice of Jesus, the voice of the one you say you follow in church? Yeah, the voice you say you follow in church. What does that voice sound like? What does that voice represent? What does that voice speak? Nowhere will you ever hear that voice tell you you was born to be a criminal, that you was born to be an outcast, that you was born to be inferior. Nowhere will you hear that. Nowhere. So I don't care whether or not you're saved, as you call yourself saved, or not. It don't matter to me. I'm not never going to question your salvation. I'm never going to do that. But what I will do is discern your voice and discern your words. Because a lot of the words and the voices that I'm hearing, including, it's not exempt, in the church world, it's a strange voice. And I will not follow a strange voice anymore. Anymore. I had a mindset to where I really believe I was following strange voices. It was creating a mindset in me that caused me to look at things and look at people in a certain perspective, in a certain light. But when all of a sudden I really got a hold of the real voice, it made me look at humanity. It stopped making me look at groups of people. It made me look at humanity. It made me walk with this idea or this sense of love. Many people don't love because they're following strange voices. But if you're following the voice that you say you follow, which is, in my opinion, the voice of Jesus, if you're following that voice, that's a voice of love. Some of this stuff we got to stop, man. We got to stop it. We got to stop it. We got to stop it. And some people don't want to call it out. People afraid to call it out. Just pray about it. That is the ultimate silencer for many people. We just gonna pray about it. So and what you do is it silences you, preventing you from talking about some things, calling out some things that don't align with the voice. Nah, I'm done with that. Like it or not, I'm done with that. See, I find it very interesting in the Bible, and I'm going to end on this. find it very interesting to me in Matthew 24. I think it might be around verse 9. And because I want to make sure that I say this the right way, I'm going to pull it up on my phone and I'm actually going to read it. And it says the following. Matthew 24:9 says this. This is talking about end times. This verse is talking about end times. But I just want to focus on verse 9 real quick. Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and kill you. And you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. Wow. They. And so I had a friend one time say, man, who's the theys? Think about the theys that put Jesus on the cross. Some people say that the Caesar, Pontius Pilate, the Roman government. No, they were persuaded by the theys. Who were the theys? The theys were the religious folk of that time. Jesus was put on the cross by religious folk. I want you to really think about that. Somebody may say, who are well, if I ask people in church who the religious folk are in the Bible, they're going to tell you Pharisees, Sadducees, scribes. Okay. Well, we need to talk about the Pharisees, Sadducees, and the scribes. Because these were the people who were constantly unable to see through the lens that Jesus was looking at or looking through. They was constantly questioning his vision. They was constantly questioning his voice. We need to do a deep dive in the religious folk. Because you may think you're not religious, or you may think you don't fit in that category. But could it just be that if you do the deep dive, that the lens that you look through is through the lens of the ones who want to stone people to death versus the lens that says, he who without sin cast the first stone. The lens of love. I want you to think about this. This is your man, Coach Toby J. Until next time, God bless you.